the rest of the season, whatever their contribution is going to be, then you could go, oh, man, they just dumped off Murphy so they didn't have to pay him, or they just dumped off this guy. Now, that's different. Now, tomorrow we may have a different discussion, but I don't think so, because I've talked to some people in the front office, and they're not waving the flag. I mean, Masterson, I'm going to tell you now, Masterson was going. If the Indians would have traded for Jon Lester this morning, Masterson would have still been being traded out. He was going to be traded no matter what. It was in the cards when he turned down the contract in the spring.
Terrible decision on young Justin. Terrible decision, but a great decision for us monetarily wise. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm going to say this, though, and I'm just going to throw this out there because I'm not done with Justin Masterson. Maybe the Indians are. But if you think that he is just washed up, I think you're wrong. I think he's going to help St. Louis down the stretch. I don't know how much, but I think he's going to help them. But I do believe the Major League Baseball has not heard the last of Justin Masterson, and I think wherever he ends up next, he bounces back. Maybe it's still up and down. Maybe he's still a 500 guy. But what I mean is this season is an anomaly. I don't think that he will continue to perform as poorly as he did this season. He may never be a team's ace, but I think that he still has some miles left in Major League Baseball. I truly do.
Absolutely, I do too. He's too young. He's too young. Cleveland just wasn't his scene right now. Cripe, he can have 2-3 years of 17, 18, 19 wins in a row, maybe even a 20-win season over there.
I didn't go that far, Bob. I said he's going to have a few.
You know something? I wish him the best, except when he meets us in interleague.
I don't know about.
Series. Then I don't know. Absolutely.
I don't know if he's got too many 19-win seasons in front of him.
Well, you can never say never, especially with a young pitcher. You know what I'm saying? And and such, like you said, such an amicable player. I mean, I used to take the grandkids to Boston and New York. I mean, he was always there, signing the autographs, throwing the paper, the pens inside the dugout. I mean, we'd have like dozens of autographs from all the Indian players. That's how nice he was. I mean, and I do wish him the best.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Big Bob, my man, I'm up against the break. If there was one, and I don't mean pie in the sky. I don't mean tell me that you want to trade for Felix Hernandez. But of the players that you've heard out here, is there anything that you think that you look maybe hopefully, if you cross your fingers and say tomorrow, I'd like to see the Indians make one deal. Here's a guy I'd like. Who would that be?
You know who that would be?
Who?
I'd want to stand pat. Because we're going to the World Series. We're going to win the AL Central.
Ooh.
We do not need anybody. We do not need to unload any top prospects in our farm system. You know how adamant I am about that. 2016, I want the Cleveland Indians on top of the farm system world. We have two young, great pitchers, 23 and 24 years old. Trevor Bauer, Danny Salazar. We've got it made in the shade. You don't give up people for Hamos. You don't give up people for John Lackey. You know Jon Lester is not going to stay in Oakland because Oakland is not going to pay him what he is going to demand come October 1st, October 2nd, October 3rd. Okay.
I'll tell you what, it may not matter, though. It may not matter because look at that pitching rotation.
They might not even make it to the first of all, they're not. We're going to do them in.
But look at forget the Indians. Forget the Indians for a second. But since you brought up Oakland, look at the pitching. Look at the rotation they've got. Now, Sonny Gray is the low man on the totem pole, and he's been rolling through the league this year. That you talk about a young arm. There's a young arm.
He's having a one hell of a season.
You got Samardzija,
Scotty Kazmir. I don't know Mr. Bowen there. I don't know what you guys were thinking with that 2-year 11
I didn't do it. I wanted to keep Scotty Kazmir. I didn't do it. It's all about you guys.
A lefty, a young lefty, same thing, young, 29 years old.
Yep.
I mean, he was hitting that radar meter 94 miles an hour, 95.
Big Bob, I love it, man.
But anyway, no, I don't want anybody. And as you know, I'm going to put it right out there, I do not want to see Asdrubal leave or Santana. I am not an Asdrubal or Santana hater. I want them in that lineup when we go to the World Series and win it.
I'm with you, but I'd trade Asdrubal all day long. I mean, to me, I got no problem trading him right now with what's left in the season.
Nope, now I don't. Neither one of them. I want them right there in our young Indian lineup.
I think you get better offensive production and defensive production from Micah Vilas than you will from Cabrera for the stretch run. But that's just my opinion. I like Micah
Vilas, yes, but no, I want Asdrubal and Santana there, and
all right.
Mike is going to be
Big Bob, I'm up against it, my man. I'm sorry. I got to go.
Okay, brother.
I appreciate the call.
Great talking to you guys in the Sports Fix.
You too, my man. I love it. Keep calling in. Big Bob from Bristol, Connecticut. I disagree that the Indians need to stand pat. I'm not trying to trade the future at all, but I'll take Jon Lester right now. If we can make that deal, he's the veteran pitcher that could fit the spot that Justin Masterson is supposed to be in right now. I think you can't go with this rotation down the stretch, I don't think, and contend. But hey, you're within 5 games of the wild card. But man, I'd love to have another veteran arm in there. Offensively, I said it yesterday. Mike and I talked. I think the Indians can juice it by offensively with what they got, especially working the combinations. But I disagree with Bob. I agree with what I see in the chat room there. Asdrubal can go. To me, the Indians, again, I think they become better addition by subtraction if they move him. Now, if he even had 1 more year left on his contract, I wouldn't necessarily say that, even though Lindor's coming, because I'd wait until the offseason. But we've already done that. We've passed that offseason. We're up against the trade deadline now. If they can get a decent return, or if they can include him in a package that brings in a veteran pitcher for down the stretch, I'll take that. And I'll take my chances with the rest of this team and call up Lindor, and let's see if we can get enough juice to push through this 5-game gap in the playoffs. 5 games out of the wild card. You know what? Well, let's take a break, come back, continue talking about this, because people said the word ace. The ace was not traded. The ace, he appeared last night. Corey Kluber. Let's talk more about this. Talk about Kluber. I've got some interesting perspective on Corey Kluber. It seems like every time he pitches, I go, hey, did you know he did this and this and this? And it's the first time since 1796 that somebody did this. And last time somebody did this, they were signing the Declaration of Independence. That's what it feels like. We're going to do it again. Talk about Corey Kluber versus King Felix. Some more about the Indians. We've got Browns conversation, Doug Plagan, so much more to go. Don't go anywhere. The Sports Fix, believe it or not, we've just begun.
The Sports Fix, the show that asks the question,
what you talking about, Lou? What you talking about, Lou? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about, Lou? What you talking about? What you talking about, Lou? What you talking about? What you talking about, Lou?
We'll be right back.
Before we go to the break, guys, I want to talk to you just a second about our friends at GV Art and Design. Baseball's here once again. Cleveland, of course, excited, and GV Artwork teaming up with the Indians, and they're both going to knock it out of the park this season. And listen to some of the new designs they've got for Cleveland baseball fans everywhere. They've dug out an old classic, and they're bringing the heat with the new Wild Thing, Give 'em the Heater Ricky design. GV Artwork is teaming up with Cleveland fan favorite Michael Brantley and created a custom Dr. Smooth t-shirt. Plus, don't forget, they've got the Cleveland That I glove collection, new tribal and Cleveland That I love designs for women, and so much more. You can get GV Artwork designs on the website, gvartwork.com. And don't forget to use the sales code FIX10. That's FIX10, and you'll save 10% on your purchase. Or you can check out their new store in Lakewood on Detroit Avenue. Check them out in the Indians team shops and so much more. Cleveland That we all love, GV Art and Design. It's not just a shirt, it's a statement.
Hey, Sports Fix fans, I'm Fred McLeod, TV voice for the Cavaliers. When I'm not busy taking elbows from my buddy Austin Carr, I'm tuning in to see what the guys are saying.
Come on, Cavs! The
The engines are cranking and purring, and that can only mean one thing. Bike nights are back at Harry Buffalo North Olmsted. Rev up your hogs and head on down to Harry Buffalo North Olmsted every Monday night. Enjoy $3 drinks and beers, $5 pizzas, and crazy wing specials for all bikers, all on their open patio. Hot bikes, good friends, and great times are waiting for you. 4824 Great Northern Boulevard, right outside Great Northern Mall. Monday bike nights at Harry Buffalo, the proud sponsor of the Sports Fix. Sports Fix listeners, like us on Facebook today. Facebook.com/The Sports Fix.
At the corner of Carnegie and Ontario, it's basketball time at the Q.
Have you gotten your copy of Cleveland's Finest yet? Highlighting the best moments, players, and media members in Cleveland sports history?
He won it! Milo hit a three-pointer on the side.
In-depth, personal interviews with some of the top names in Cleveland sports fill the pages of this incredible book.
Joe Day,
Fred McLeod,
Hector Marinero.
Discussing the most intimate and sometimes controversial details of the largest moments in our town's sports history.
The Indians have won the divisional title.
A perfect game for Len Barker.
What a win for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Their first time in a playoff.
It's the first book written from the players' point of view, with the media that covered it and the fans that watched. Finally, the true stories are told, from a miracle in Richfield to the NBA Finals.
The Detroit Pistons have been booby-trapped.
From a perfect game to a World Series one pitch from victory. From a Wildcat High School dynasty to the golden days of the Browns, Barons, and Crunch, this book will change the way the entire sports nation looks at Cleveland.
Cleveland, you will have an October to remember.
Cleveland's Finest by Vince McKee is this year's must-have book for every Cleveland sports fan. Available now at Amazon.com. Get your copy today. Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck, home of the low price tire guarantee. QuickLane.com/Valley Ford Truck.
You're listening to the Sports Fix.
Indian fever is catching fire with everyone.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix Live here across the Sports Fix Radio Network. We're going to do a shorter segment here, this one. We'll get ourselves back on the clock here momentarily. We'll pick up and continue this Indians conversation here. Welcome back into the show, guys. J-Rock back with you, and yes, I don't care. Indians fever is beating on the drum, and I'm playing it in the background because, yes, this team has flaws. This team is a 500 team. This team is a good team that may not be good enough to get where they want to go. But they're also 5 games out of the wild card. And until there's less than 5 games to go and they're more than 5 games out, I mean, really, why invest 3 months or 2 months, however long you personally have, why invest that long into something and then not see it through? I mean, I get it. You know, if they're 10 games out or if they get to 10 games, I mean, if we're in an ugly situation, I'm not the guy that's going to stand in front of you and try to sell you, you know, some funny water that makes you see things differently. I'm going to tell you the way it is, man. But that's not the way it is. Now, I can easily look at this team and tell you it's a 500 team because it is. It's the way they've played. You can't look reality in the face and not say that. But you also can't, I point to every team's different. Every roster makeup is different. But, Tampa Bay, 2 months into the season, was the worst team in baseball. And they're now the hottest team in baseball. And I'll go back to what I said yesterday. If they continue at the pace they're on for the rest of the season, they may end up the best team in baseball before it's all said and done because they're as red hot as can be. Look at the difference at this point in the season that a week can make. A week ago, Toronto was looking up at 4 teams in the wild card run. Now, 4 teams are looking up at Toronto. They've had a hot week. Other teams have been up and down. Bam, they've cleared some space there. That's the way it goes at this point of the year. The Indians have a hot week. There'll be a game out of the wild card, or they'll be in the lead, and then it'll go. This is going to go. It's the artificial parity that comes with having a second wild card. Some of it is real. Some of it is created artificially by the extra playoff spot. Either way, the window is there. The window is open. Oakland's window, they're not playing. Jeff Gorman, let me jump in. Talking back about the trades, and I got to get into Corey Kluber here in a second, but Jeff Gorman made an interesting comment. The Lester trade this morning, Oakland sent Giannis Cespides out to Boston for Jon Lester, and Johnny Gomes also went over to Oakland in that deal. Lester, man, put him in that rotation. I will give it to you, man. Look at the all-star rotation that Oakland has now got. Lester, Samardzija, who they just traded for, Scotty Kazmir, and then Sonny Gray, who I was mentioning before. I mean, that's a formidable rotation right there. But Jeff Gorman made an interesting point to me this morning about Cespides. You know what I mean?